Hey guys, it's your boy Mark back with yet another 2022 movie thoughts. I did say in my Puss in Boots The Last Wish review earlier tonight that you guys would see that review immediately after uploaded after that, if that makes sense. Sorry about that, cause this I forgot about the fact that this movie started really late, and it's just before midnight right now on December 30th for me as I'm recording this, and I'll upload it straight away. So, December 30th, 2022. And I just got back from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This was the latest that I stayed up, the latest that I've been at the cinema in my life, I think. And it was really cool. And as for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, this is not the Black Panther sequel they had in mind whenever this was first officially announced. I don't remember when. Of course, we all know the tragic passing of the great Chadwick Boseman. That was so shocking the day that was announced, man. And they still went ahead and did this sequel, and they decided T'Challa in the MCU for real, because Chadwick Boseman for real died, that he was dead for real in the MCU. And whether that was the right decision or not, who knows. It was kind of a lose-lose situation either way for some people, but from what I watched this movie, it was 2 hours, 40 minutes, but man, it didn't feel like it, because I honestly loved every bit of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I really, from the moment it began to the moment it ended, it was long, but man, I was just enjoying myself and, loving this stuff. The characters were good, acting was great, and some of it might not have even been acting. There's lots of T'Challa mourning in this film, which I think was a given. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying that, just pointing that out. It was touching. It did get me emotional, the T'Challa stuff, because it was, not only was it T'Challa, but in actuality, it was, Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passing away in real life. And as touching and heartfelt, and it pulled on my heartstrings, just like it probably did to anyone else who watched this. It was kind of eerie at the same time. I won't lie, because when you get to flashback moments of T'Challa, and by the way, this isn't deleted scenes that they filmed when Chadwick was alive or anything. They are from the first Black Panther, the flashback kind of scenes to T'Challa, and it was kind of eerie because there's no sound in those parts, you know what I mean? And it was quite eerie actually, because because he actually did pass away in real life, and the scenes where we see flashbacks of him, and I wouldn't say it was silent, but there was really low kind of, if my memory is serving me correct, because I literally just got back home 2 minutes ago, and it was kind of windy sounds, when we see the it's creepy. I won't lie, it's creepy. But yeah, and I did love this movie, because I love that Sherry was the lead this time. And Angela Bassett, she's awesome. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, she should get nominated for an Oscar for this. She was good. I wouldn't say she was worthy of being nominated for an Oscar, but she was good. But yeah, now, the one thing I was probably really most excited for in this movie, and by the way, just in case I forget later, the score, the music in this, Oh my gosh, Chef's Kiss, phenomenal, beautiful. Uh, Back when the again, before I forget, back when the first Black Panther movie came out, I did see that in cinemas as well. And in my review, I'm pretty sure I like just praised it like thoughtlessly. But if I'm being honest, because nowadays, which I always should have been, I am 100% real and honest with how I feel about movies, no matter what the popular opinion is now. And I went like when I first saw Black Panther in cinemas, the first one, I think deep down I thought it was just alright. I don't know why, like what the heck is the point of doing reviews if I'm not gonna say how I really feel, you know what I mean? But you know, since then, since I've rewatched Black Panther after my initial cinema viewing, I have grown to really love it more. And I remember like when I got on Blu-ray and I watched it, I was like, wow, that was actually awesome. Yeah. And now Wakanda Forever, yeah, I had a much better theater experience watching this movie in cinemas. It was 2 hours 40 minutes, but man, I loved every bit of it. It didn't really drag to me. They go to like, it doesn't like take place mostly in Wakanda. Like it takes place kind of equally in Wakanda as well as like several other places in the world. In terms of woke stuff, thankfully it wasn't anywhere near as woke as I thought it'd be. I'm kind of like at the point where I'm not really minding woke stuff too much anymore because life is short, man, to get like too pissed off about shit. But it does seem to be dying off, which I'm happy about, at least slowly dying off, which I'm happy about. But it doesn't bother me anywhere near as much anymore. There's like, they refer to like white people as like colonizers, regardless if they're like the best person ever, like Everett Ross by the awesome Martin Freeman. Ironheart was in this. She was cool. She's kind of like a MacGuffin character. I like I said, I loved every second of this movie. Hopefully I'm wrong. But at the same time, I would give this movie a 9 out of 10 because I don't really see myself like rewatching this like all that much, to be honest, if at all. But man, it was awesome cinema experience. And the final, just to be honest, and M'Baku was good in this. Maybe not quite in this movie as much as I would have liked, but he was good. And there was one surprising scene that had me like, oh my gosh. It was a really short scene. It involves the ancestral plane. That's all I'll say, because if I say anything more, it'll be spoilery. But man, I was like, what? You know, that was so awesome, that scene. Honestly, this might be my favorite of all the superhero movies released this year. I'm not even joking. Maybe even more than Black Adam. I really love Black Adam, actually. Wakanda Forever, though, this was really good stuff. But the main event, the real thing I really loved, or at least this is what I was trying to talk about before, the thing I was most looking forward to about this movie is a character that I wouldn't say I've been like begging for years, but a character that I've heard about since 2007 when I first played the video game Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and he finally made his on-screen debut in this movie. I heard there was like copyright stuff or something like that. I don't know. I don't really follow them as much, and that's why they couldn't get him on until now. Frickin' Namor, the Submariner, finally in the MCU, played by a brand new actor actually, and he's awesome. And honestly, I don't really see him really as much of a villain as I do as just someone, you know, kind of like Wakanda, just trying to help their people and all that. And what do they call the Talokan or something like that? In the comics, or at least in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, they were just Atlantis, you know. But I guess they don't want to confuse anyone with the Aquaman, you know, DCU stuff or something like that. So that's why they changed it to like Talukan or something like that. And wow, oh, some of those Talukan women are so, oh my gosh, they had my dick aching. The TMA, I know, but this Namor was awesome. Not how I pictured he would be. You know, I'm not trying to say nothing, but the actor who played him was phenomenal, and it's the way that he's a better villain than Killmonger. I don't know. I'd probably still say Killmonger I like more, but man, he was awesome. He was so awesome, and Atlantis or whatever like this version is called was phenomenal as well. And yeah, I saw this movie super late. It's literally just before midnight as I'm recording this review and about to upload it. But yeah, Namor was awesome. I don't want to say anything more about because I don't want to spoil nothing, of course. But yeah, I think I said everything that I got my thoughts on. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed your boy's thoughts on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. If you guys have seen this movie, by the way, today was literally the last day that this was playing in cinemas, and that's why I saw it super late. It was worth it though. Oh boy, was it worth it. Awesome movie. Probably my favorite superhero movie of the year, if I'm being honest. And yes, I know I saw this late too. Like not just late in the day, like just before midnight, like I was just talking about, but also how this released like almost 2 months ago. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I would love to have a Namor action figure, man, like the version of Namor from this film. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed your boy's thoughts. If you guys have seen this movie, please let me know what you thought of it. And if you enjoyed your boy's thoughts, please let him know, because he'll very much appreciate it. And yeah, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Forever T'Challa. And yeah, peace out, y'all. Good night.